Hello, my name is Jason Morris. It's January 13th, 2026, and I am super excited. I can't tell you how much of a life-changing moment that was the other day. I gotta tell you a story, all right? This is going to be about why I am here today in front of this camera. Because this was not the intended purpose when I started. I think a lot of people do say that, and that's absolutely true, because you go in a direction, you realize maybe you have a lot more to say, or maybe there is something that you could explore on more, or a miracle happens and changes everything. All you out there watching this right now and who can share and all that, think about something in your life that you have wanted more than anything. Have you had a taste of it, or have you achieved it, or have you had it ripped from you? Have you, are you pursuing it now? Or is it something you never even started? Because I think I can apply to every single one of those examples. And what I'm doing right now, I'm not getting paid for it. It's not a job. But it is absolutely something that I dreamt of. And I asked God. I really did. And I'll get to I asked him for this almost my entire life. Whether I get one subscriber from this, yay. Okay, if I get 1 million subscribers from this, I'm starting to monetize. That's for sure. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even care. I really don't. If something ever came about that way, I'm not going to say you direct it to a charity, because fuck that. Okay, I'm going to say, let's collaborate and come up with something awesome together with all of it. Okay, and I'm talking like there's that's part of what God says. You gotta believe that something has happened already. So here we go. You all, in my first video of the new Jason. I mean, there's been some others, but like, this is the new Jason. I definitely like him a lot better because he's not so panicked and tweaky. This is a guy who felt something that not many people have, and the awesome thing about that is that it's all available to you too. I'm not better than anyone. Like I said, I think I'm here for a reason and purpose, and everything that I ask for. And this whole 45 years of life has been nothing but preparation for this moment. I see things. I have never felt more confident about the direction I'm going. Never. I felt God's presence, and then I went in, not right away, but it had been a couple of days, and then I got high. And the whole time I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, what the hell, Jason? After what you just experienced, you're just gonna go and basically spit in God's face. That's I'll admit that's exactly what I feel like I did. And then I was thinking about everything, and I'd only God ever left my side my entire life, but in this moment, He didn't leave my side, and He was waiting for me to figure it out. And he knew what was going to happen. He knew what was then going to happen, which is where we're at now. And what that is that I'm happy. It's an indescribable feeling. But I'll do my best. I feel like all of this, God got me. My lamp, the cancer, and shit, I don't know what else. I'm sure there's something else. But and the loneliness, the depression, the family, friends, all that kind of stuff, he's got me. Jesus is my buddy. He's everybody's buddy. You want him to be. I thought I wanted him. I thought I wanted God in my life. I thought I wanted to live this life of righteousness and, doing good deeds and just not cursing so much. And I didn't think this would ever happen to me. Like, you know what it's like? Straight up. It is like one of those, when you're watching one of those movies, the person had, like stigmata or something like that, not exactly that, but they have this sort of supernatural experience and then their life changes. Well, I'm here to say, fuck that, because maybe God chose somebody and changed their life, and absolutely every single thing in that life changed, and it was exactly how it's portrayed in wherever, right? What I got to thinking is that God did change my life. He did it in a way that was tailored to Jason, okay? Because the way he did it for me is not going to work for you and you and you. What have I said before is that I needed to know why on everything, all I need to know is why is the inventory needed? Why is it that we have to clean the stove? Why is it that I have to walk the dogs? Right? Some simple, some kind of complicated, some just don't need explanation, just do it. Right? I needed to know the why, and God knows that. And God had it all laid out in plan, beautiful plan. Because after experiencing that, then going in and getting high, it was, what? It truly was. I have asked God for this my entire life. I said, God, when I pray, please make me your voice. Make me an instrument. I want to be your guy. I want to be the guy that you say, Jason, get those people over there excited about something. Jason, I need you to give this message. I always saw in my vision, it was like I was on a stage, but there was just countless amounts of people, and that wasn't the real thing. That was just a representation of what was to come. Okay, I prayed. I said, God, please, I want to be the light on that path that leads to you, that people can see as an example. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be the example. I want to be, and that's kind of crazy, because you're like, you want to be the example. Well, then be the example. Well, I like excuses, and I like to blame others, and I like to reason out my ways. I don't want to take the hard road, and all of that has just progressed over time, because it was the things that have been taken from me the things that were never given that maybe probably should have been. I think that's why I had to learn. Okay, I've been through a lot of crap in life. I really, really have, and I've said to others at times, I believe God gives people such as myself a lot of stuff because we can handle it. We don't always know that we can. And I was saved. I got a big swift kick to the cranium and a wake-up call. I still believe the things that I believed and said in previous videos. Things that my entire life I predicted along the way, and they've come true so far. And so far, 4 out of 5, and the fifth one, the fifth one's death. And it's like I don't want to think about it, but how can I not? Like I said to another person, this would happen, this would happen, this would happen, at different times in my life. So far, 4 for 4. Having said that, that was really heavy, okay? But I don't want to let that get the mood down. I fully believe that. I also believe that maybe I know that that's going to happen because that's going to cause me to change. Knowing that I might have only a little time left just might light that fire under my ass that I needed. And maybe not even light the fire. Maybe the pilot light was going, but for some reason, it just wasn't. It was there, and it could start a fire at any moment, but it just won't. Oh man, if God were down here in physical form during my childhood, that's what he'd be just clenching his fist going, what is your deal? It had so much potential, so much, all that. And I allowed the things to influence me as they did, and I started to go down the right path and then burn that bridge. I would think the grass is greener, and it definitely was dead and brown. I have had a lot of friends that, for absolutely no reason, never heard from me again. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They don't get the reason. There's a reason. It was because I was ashamed. I was not a person that I wanted people to know. And I couldn't face them when I knew that they knew who I really was. Or the person that I was being at that moment. Because who I really was, who I really am, is kind of the person you're watching right now, because he was the type of person who was driven. He was the type of person that loved others, helping them, doing something to make them smile and laugh and just feel good about themselves. And I can say that I'm not being arrogant and conceited because I'm saying that. I'm saying that because it's true. I know that others have looked at me and just were glad that I was there. And then I did a lot to change their opinion. And that I will be doing my best to make up for. Just let's start with one. Jessica, that's all I'm gonna say. Jessica. We used to work together. you were an immediate best friend. Like and it was so genuine, so, I never had a friend like that. I really haven't. I've had a lot of friends, but there's something about your kindness and your warmth and your inviting me into your family, essentially, to be a part of your family in some sort of way. So I know you're protective of your kids, especially, and that was a huge reason why I left, because no way, those kids were awesome, and they didn't need a guy like me around. And then seeing their mom, because I know that things were the same in your family, and that's just not something I wanted to face, because I know that you knew, and I was scared. I didn't know what to do, but I had all of those things going on, and I was just like, you know what, she'll deal. Like, I got my crap, and I worried about me, and I have thought about you so many times, you and your husband. I just, again, I don't want to say names. I'm sorry. I really am sorry, and I ask for your forgiveness. I will do anything. I want to make it up to you. I really do. You were my friend, and I abandoned you, and I just said, piss off, because I'm more important. Let's go on to hell. So, after my divine encounter, I like the very first real thought into my head was, why this just happened to me. Okay, I have to tell you real quick, when I'm rewatching the video, so I know the moment that things happened, but after I fell on the floor, I remember being aware, but I wasn't. I don't know if I could walk or talk. I didn't try, but I'm just lying there, and my boys, Asher and Charlie, they were. It's like I saw them. Charlie was here and Asher was here, and I just saw their faces, and I felt their emotions. They were genuinely concerned about me. They were just trying to comfort me. They were licking me. They were right there, just being real gentle, calm, letting me just breathe and be. And when I woke up, that's what freaked me out, because it was like I remembered them in that moment. I didn't go anywhere. I wasn't in another dimension or anything, but yet I was just not here somehow. I was not here. But I was looking around, and I just felt this incredible emptiness. But in the good, well, like, stress. I didn't care about anything in that moment, which felt like an eternity. Was it like I was just there. Holy moly, do you know what it's like to just be? If I could sit still for 10 seconds in life, I would just, woo, that'd blow my mind. But in there, I didn't want to. I just wanted to observe. But I saw Asher and Charlie, and oh my God, the love I felt at the moment. Oh. So, after I woke up, the first thought that I had was, why me? Why me? And then, I mean, everything, like the floodgates, so it just come, and then things kept happening, and I couldn't keep up in a way, but yet I could. And then I started speaking, and I then realized I was speaking something that I would be speaking way down the road from now. And I did it like I had practiced it 1,000 times. I use words that I know, but I don't use in everyday conversation. I use words that related and weren't talking down and things like that. I didn't have to try. That was the awesome part. I was talking to my wall. I didn't know why. I just did it. It wasn't a crazy thing. It was a continuation of that thought. Why did this happen to me? And then I started thinking, and then I started speaking. And then after I started speaking, it all just kept coming out, and it just made sense. And it was in that little practice speech that I was doing that I realized that this is what I asked for. And Carlos and Gavin, Jumpers Jump podcast, they were saying one time there's different things that are used against you because you are this to God. And one of them was you're a smoker. Not only cigarettes, but every fucking thing that will smoke, I smoked. Pretty much. I mean, And Satan is using that because as a weapon, because you're a voice for God. He wants to destroy that and suppress that voice. He wants to make it. Nobody wants to listen to me. Okay, so yeah, I still smoke. I still got some weed. I think God is meeting us where we are. He's not allowing, or he's not giving out exceptions for anything. What he's doing is allowing my current life to phase out. Because honestly, each thing is just seems more and more useless, disgusting, and unwanted. I don't want that lifestyle, period. The drugs came about for fun, then they weren't fun, but then it became an obsession. I would do it because these things would appear, and that's the only way I could find out where they are. The stuff going on has been a couple weeks, and it never used to last that long. That's how I know how much more serious it's gotten. But I would not know that had it not been their drugs. So am I advocating for drugs? No. I'm just saying it was a part of my journey. Now that I know, now that I have shown everything that I could, that if I don't get somebody's attention by now, I'm not going to, no matter how many more videos I post about anything, because pretty much everything that has happened in the last week or whatever has happened over the course of the last 10, 15 years, okay? It just, in the beginning, like, there were things, like, in the bath, and, oh my God, the bath, I cannot describe the bath to do it justice, because you've been like, you've just been sick. The stuff that came out of me, if that came out of you, you would be sick, I guarantee it. And I was like worried about what people would think, as far as would they believe that something happened. And if they believe it's something, oh, it's just convenient that I got it on camera. And then, oh, I'm going to upload another video. And I've thought about all these things. I don't want anybody to think that I have gone down this road because that was the intention. First of all, who cares what you think? Okay, I am telling you the truth. So anybody who wants to say something different is trying to put words in my mouth. I'm going to tell you the truth right now. I wanted a video that my doctor would see because I could not speak coherently or without getting into a freaking crazy tantrum mode. So I recorded a video. I put it on YouTube. I tried to get that doctor's office visit went south real quick. And hey, that's one moment where I can say that I tried. I was really trying at first. And then when I saw that I was being treated the same way I've always been treated, the gloves came off, basically. Screw it. And then, and then waiting there, I said, they're probably trying to find somebody to come talk to me because they think I'm paranoid, drug addict, suicidal or something. And I'm just sitting there and it's taking forever. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I know what's wrong and no one's, I'm not going to change their mind. Right? I'm not going to. They have to experience or see something for themselves to do that. Obviously, I'm not the right guy for the job. So I am moving on and I am going to tell my story this way. I've already stated my expectancy on life and so I'm going to make the most of it. And then when that time comes, if it comes and goes and nothing happened, victory, right? After that, I'm planning on house money. So I said, God, Father, please help me what to do next, what to do. I'm in the bathtub, I'm finishing the prayer. As soon as I say amen, help is on the way, round in the corner. Help is on the way, coming for you. Help is on the way, yeah. I lived enough life to say, help is on the way. Song hits different when it means different. And I just, it was the timing of it. And of course the words, it was like, how perfect. Amen. Help is, and I'm saying, I was bawling, I was crying, like, I love every day. Let's eat this, and then I'm gonna get high, and then again, God needed me to see it for myself. He needed me to finish up on the current trajectory because that was going to show me. I don't know, everything, everything, but you know what I mean. That was going to show me. It could be this and this and this and this and this, and it has been. There's been so many things, and I'm trying to put them together in a way that is comprehensible. I think the channel should become a channel or whatever. I don't know. Honestly, I just hope people see this video. Maybe they share a message. Maybe they tell a story about something that happened in their life that's awesome. That's what I really want. Man, I've got stories for days, people. I have got stories. And they're all true. I promise you, let a man's word be his word. Mine will be. Okay? I don't have to lie because some of these stories are so incredibly out there that it's like, oh, I don't have to lie. I don't need to. This stuff is real. It writes itself. Like, okay. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's already like 30-minute video. I don't know. No one watches that long of videos anymore. But I think this is gonna be an awesome journey. This is going to be this is going to be just awesome. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I feel what it's going to be, but I don't know what to say. And, there's only one, I don't say person, I don't say, you know what, there's only one we're doing this for. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one. I will try to outline topic, or so I don't go off on tangents, because I love tangents. Oh, tangents. I won't script it. This is something I'm not gonna do. I can't do it. You see how I talk now? Everything came out as it should have, and that's how I would like to keep it. So make sure that somebody in your life, it could be a person, it could be your dog, it could be your cat, it could be your neighbor, whatever, somebody that you're thinking of them, and not just thinking of them, like for whatever reason, they put a thought into your head that was special. They didn't just think your name. You know what? Oh, you remember that time that Mary baked us that cinnamon roll bread? Ah, man, Mary, that was fantastic. Thank you for that. I remember that. That's all. Do you know how much that changes somebody's day? What's that? Same soup or something like that. I don't know. I'll get it figured out later. Love you. Bye.